Final Fantasy X, one of the best games of all time, no doubt about it. When it comes to the story, the characters, the combat, it is all fantastic, but it does have some pretty cringy moments.
Probably shouldn't laugh.
Despite scenes like this, the game is still fantastic. So we can only imagine that a sequel to the game could be even better. I mean, with such a base to work off of, how could it not be? All you have to do is do what they did right the first time and do it again. But this time, flatten out the bumps, take out any of those cringy, kind of not so great moments, and overall just improve the experience. It'll be a winner. I mean, how could they possibly mess it up? The game follows 3 characters from the previous game. Riku, who is the same. Auron, but a girl. And Yuna, but armed. To take us back to Final Fantasy X for a second, let's think about how this game began. The opening scene, the world is at stake. First off, you're an athlete playing in one of the most important games of your life, so the stakes are already there. But then the entire city is being attacked by some giant monster. The world around you very quickly is being destroyed and you have to fight for your life. The stakes could not be higher. In Final Fantasy X-2, the stakes don't exist. You're in complete control. You're just 3 girls fighting another girl who stole your dress. Literally, they're fighting somebody over a dress. That's the stakes, is that if you lost, maybe you don't get the dress. Oh no. So already the game does not start off as exciting or as strong as the original. Not to mention all of the very cringy kind of dialogue and scenes in it. It's not great. It is not a great intro. But at the same time, this is probably by design. I mean, this is taking place after Sin has been defeated. After the main bad guy is dead. There's not exactly going to be anything dangerous going on. The world would be safer. And so I see why they did it. I just don't see the point in making a game that starts off in such a safe environment in a game series where every game mostly involves the end of the world coming or some serious problem happening. It just doesn't seem like a very strong start to me compared to the previous game or to the other games. So the opening needs work. How about the gameplay? Well, playing this game is physically painful. It is genuinely a difficult experience to get through. It's not just the cringy dialogue and annoying characters, but the combat itself is so easy that it's just ridiculous. There's no challenge to it. And every 5 seconds of running, you encounter another enemy. And these enemies are easy, but they take time to get rid of. And so you're just stuck in these endless, boring battles with no strategy. You can just mash the A button, and then you won, and that's it. You move on. It's difficult to get through. You have to push yourself, genuinely. A game should not make you have to push yourself just to keep playing it. There were certain parts of this game that just didn't make any sense. There was dialogue that was completely nonsensical.
Oh, you haven't changed a bit, Tubby.
You can literally see Walker's six-pack poking through his shirt. If Walker is chubby, I am in danger. And there was a scene where Yuna would comfort a character in a very questionable way. What exactly would comforting him mean in this situation? But I did keep playing it, in the hopes that the game will get better. So far, the combat is terrible, but maybe the storyline is really good. Once it gets going, maybe it really pulls you in, and they have some exciting new journey for you to go on.
This is pain.
So far, the story does not exist. At the time of writing this, I'm at the beginning, and there is no real story. I mean, they're treasure hunters now, or sphere hunters. They travel the world and just find more spheres, and Yuna is now a famous pop star, a celebrity basically, who just goes treasure hunting with her friends, basically just having fun for a living. And it's weird to see a game so obviously aimed at girls being made as a sequel to a game primarily played by boys. The market for this game is so small. The amount of girls that completed Final Fantasy X and would want to play Final Fantasy X too, it's not big. It is not a big market. I don't know how they are planning on making a lot of money from this. Most of their sales, I can only imagine, came from boys who had no idea what they were actually getting themselves into. Now, I've spoken a little about the combat already, and it's very similar to the first game. It's still turn-based. The enemies are all pretty much the same, but there are just some new additions, like this weird gun snake. Riku plays the same. You know, Pain, her name is just girl. Auron plays exactly the same with the same abilities. Yuna is a little different. Not only is she now a shooter, but she can actually just change at will to whatever form she wants by changing her dress. But yeah, like I said before, the combat is just way too easy and constant. You can't avoid it. There's no mechanic to avoid running into constant battles that you don't really want to be fighting. So far, I'm not impressed with the game. But I've decided to keep playing it in the hopes that it gets better. And next time you see me, I will be further into the game. I'll have seen more. And I'll have really come to a conclusion as to whether this game is really good. I'm really going to give it a shot and really see what it has. Let's see if it gets better. So then we're back from playing. I've played the game for a while longer now. I'm a lot further in. And as to whether the game gets better, whether the game is still good, I'd really have to say that the game does actually.
This is Pain.
So after playing some more, I was not impressed. The combat was the main issue for me. It was just way too easy. It was so easy, but I actually started challenging myself to see if I could make it a bit harder. I tried doing it blindfolded. I tried winning a battle by just hitting the controller against my head and just mashing the buttons into my forehead, and I beat the hardest enemy on the level by doing that. I tried doing trick shots. I tried putting it under my leg. I tried all the different things I could think of to try and make this harder. I got so cocky that I ended up going to the next level to see just maybe it gets a little bit harder there. And I was not ready. I got so cocky I tried doing it blindfolded again and I got my ass kicked. I'm not even looking at the game. Oh, now we're actually losing. Then I thought, okay, I need a bit more strategy here. I need to go in with a bit of a plan. I tried that and I still got my ass kicked. So it was a huge difficulty jump between the levels. So it was good to see that there is some difficulty in the game. But it seems like you have to really go out of your way in order to get that difficulty. And so for me, the game is just too easy. So having had my ass kicked completely, I decided to go back to the previous level and try completing that before going on to the next one. And that's when something strange happened. I actually started to find myself enjoying the game. Something I did not expect to happen. But as I'm playing, there are certain things I start to enjoy. I mean, don't get me wrong, the cringy dialogue was still there. The terrible, overly, just way too easy enemies and the constant battles. Every 5 seconds you run into another battle. That was still there. And that was still really, really annoying. But there are certain things about the game that are actually quite fun. I mean, it's interesting to see all the worlds after the previous game, to see how they've recovered, how things have changed, how people's attitudes have changed. You can go around talking to different characters, different people, even just background characters, and seeing how things are and seeing the interesting responses they give. It's especially cool to be able to see all the characters from the previous game and see how they're doing, the actual known main characters that you spoke to, and see what they're up to. It's also cool that the game is kind of open world, almost right at the beginning. You can go off to all these different other places and just explore them. In the previous game, you were very limited because that made sense. You were on a journey and the world was kind of in danger. It wasn't that easy to get to places. Now you just have this airship. You can go wherever you want, whenever you want. You can see this world. You can see the temple. You can see all the different places that were in the previous game. Talk to the people there. And that's really cool. And also the music is also just great. Running around and listening to that soundtrack is a lot of fun. So I was enjoying myself. And then I wasn't again. Then I got bored again because the game is annoying. So I was enjoying myself until I wasn't. Until I actually got on track with the main story and was given the boring mission of running all over Besaid Island. Run there, run here, collect these random numbers. And once you have all these numbers, you have to go to this cave. A cave which is impossible to find. Nobody could find this cave. I swear to you, it is impossible. I searched the entire island. I eventually just had to look it up online and find out where is this damn cave. And then I was able to get in. And that was a hassle. And then when I finally get in, what is my reward for all my hard work? some more cringy dialogue, and some easy battles. Yeah, so it's not great. There are definitely problems with this game that need to be solved. This is around where I stopped playing. The game has some great points to it, but overall, this is just not a good game. Compared to the other Final Fantasy games, it doesn't hold up to the same standard that those have created. It might even be the worst Final Fantasy game there is. It's definitely the worst out of all the ones I've played. It's cool being able to visit all these worlds again. It's cool being able to see all these characters again that I haven't spoken to in so long. Ultimately, it feels like a game designed for young teenage girls. Now, if you want to play a game for real men, you should check out my Yakuza review. But for this game, I'm going to rate it 2.5 armed Yunas out of 5. If you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more, you should watch some of my other reviews or even consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.